We're charging through spotlight videos on all the top contenders. Let's take a look at number 2 contender, Angel of Empire. What's up, everyone? It's your boy El Hombre with Colin Sheehan. Joining me tonight, we're going to talk about Angel of Empire, the number 2 contender, take a deep dive into what has made this horse so highly respected amongst our group and most of America, I think, most of the world. Very highly touted racehorse here. He's number 2 overall, and here's why. Here's his complete history. Let's take a look back at where he started at Indianapolis, the Horseshoe, with a win back in August of 2022. And then he went over to everybody's favorite track out there in Kentucky. First of all, Colin, how are you doing? What are your thoughts on Angel of Empire? What sticks out to you as the first time you remember this horse sticking out for you? Because I'll be honest, it was much, much later than those races for me.
Yeah, me as well, and I'm doing great. So glad to be talking Derby. And Angel of Empire is one that's very intrigued by. Obviously, the last 2 races have garnered that attention. I liked him going into the Risen Star. Obviously, that Kentucky Downs race was on the turf at 6.5 furlongs. Otherwise, he's raced at least a mile over the dirt, including that first race, which was actually over the slop in Indianapolis. Went back to Indianapolis in an allowance, non-winners of 2 lifetime. Was the favorite in that race, cleared that field pretty easily by 6.25 lengths. Then you go to his loss in the Smarty Jones. That was to Victory Formation, and he was 18-1. And I think that was the race, especially with that stretch run. He wasn't a match for Victory Formation, but he showed some talent, I believed, in that race. And I liked him in the Risen Star at 14-1. I don't think I hit it on the Tour de Force, though. But that's when I started to realize that I think that Angel of Empire had some talent. And then he goes to the fairgrounds for Brad Cox and the Risen Star, puts away Sun Thunder, 2 fills. And I think, that was when he really kind of popped on my radar, and he only backed that up even further with his impressive run in the Arkansas.
Yeah, for me, it was a Smarty Jones. I remember him getting second there and not being very blown away. I wasn't really high on him going into the Risen Star, and then the Risen Star happened. You see his speed figures down the right side of this graphic dramatically increased right around the Smarty Jones. That's where this horse kind of found himself. I think it really started getting strong. Risen Star, yeah, at a long odds, went in there and got it done pretty convincingly. And then came the Arkansas Derby here, ladies and gentlemen, and I thought it was ultra impressive. And I'm not even sure that he's not the most impressive. This isn't the most impressive win of the year for anybody so far.
Yeah, and that final furlong came in, just over 12 seconds. If you subscribe to the final fractions theory, he certainly did that final furlong under 13 seconds. Pretty quick pace on a day that the horses up front were doing well in the arc at Oaklawn, though. He benefited from a strong pace that he was able to run into. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Cyberknife, who also kind of won that way last year. Going into the Derby and got bet heavily in the Derby because of that race in the Arkansas Derby. So, maybe something to think about there is if he's going to take money because of that. But that field, I talked about who Angel of Empire and who these horses have beaten. He's actually beaten 4 other Derby starters, Sun Thunder, 2 fills, Reincarnate, and Rocket Can. I think the field in that Arkansas Derby was a little bit stronger than what we were going to see in the Louisiana Derby. Second crop of foals sired by Classic Empire, who was the 2-year-old champion of the year in 2016. He ran 4th in the Derby, 2nd in the Preakness. So I think you have some confidence in his pedigree, at least being able to get the distance. And what we saw in the stretch run there in that 1.125 Arkansas is he looked like he relished that extra distance. And that's something that I am always looking for, is horses that are finishing strong, which is what that 13:38 fractions theory is. On the dam side, Sambuca Classica, she did fail to win in 8 starts, but she was the daughter of 2 Honor and Serve, who obviously ran pretty well going along as a juvenile. So the pedigree there makes me think that Age of Empire is going to be content with the extra distance. The other thing to pay attention to is Flavien Prat has already signed on board to ride this horse in the Derby for the Brad Cox barn. I think that's a good sign because Flavien Prat could have also gone to the Pletcher barn with King's Barn. It's a horse that he had been running with. So that kind of gives me confidence that that decision's already been kind of locked up and made this early. I think that that shows that he obviously feels pretty confident in getting on Angel of Empire, a horse that I am, we did our fastest 2 minutes. Angel of Empire is the horse, at least right now, that I picked as my winner for the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, I'm leaning more and more towards him as we go into the last couple weeks here. Now that the preps are all done, outside of the Lexington, which is running tomorrow. We're recording this on the 14th Friday, but yeah, I'm more and more convinced as I go back through all the replays of the preps. Listen, I mean, the thing I think I like about this horse the most, even compared to Forte, even compared to, Tap It, Try, some of these others, he really has put horses away. I'm talking about like no doubt victories. These last two in big races, and like you said, Arkansas Derby comes back way stronger than I gave it credit for at the time. Two Phils has proven to be, very respectable. If not, Matthew DeSantis on our channel has him way up in the top 2 or 3. I don't think he's that great, but I get it. I mean, that horse has come back real strong. He's run over 100 buyer figure. He's coming out of Turfway, which is a little suspect for me, but dude, Angel of Empire has buried these fields the last couple races, and you can't say that about anybody else that I'm high on. I mean, at least not the last 2 races. He has buried the fields. That's my opinion. Which is, there's something to be said for putting him away with no doubters, and even my pick, Tap It, Trice. Spoiler alert: he has not put anybody away like this, where he's just gapping them. So that's my big up for Angel of Empire. So I'm starting to see that more and more, especially now that I respect the field he beat in the Arkansas Derby a little more than I did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you're going to probably get a good price if you're obviously over a horse like Forte for sure. But the concern that you might have for Angel of Empire is he's rated as a P2 on your Brisnet pace. He needs pace to run into. That's why that pace fell apart in the Risen Star. He had pace to run at in the Arkansas Derby. We've talked about in the Kentucky Derby. There's a question mark of how much pace there's going to be running into. So that would be the one concern I have of Angel of Empire is you have a lot of horses that are going to be coming or trying to make that move late. And I can see that kind of traffic jam, jockeying for position, maybe shuffling back some of these horses that don't get that first jump. The one thing I do like about Angel of Empire is he's shown a long sustained run. In that Arkansas Derby, his run started before the last turn, and he just kept coming. So, once he does get going, you don't have that concern. It's not like you worry about him getting tired, but you have to be a little concerned about the pace. And does he have enough, or is there going to be a fast enough pace that he's going to be able to run into like he had in those previous 2 starts?
Yeah, I don't, like you said, that the stretch run at the Arkansas Derby, he was still pulling away. There was no doubt, and that's big confidence for me, because you can't really say that about. I guess you could say it about Forte at the Florida Derby, but he didn't get clear to the last second there. And as you can see here, he's not losing momentum. He's still gaining momentum.
He did run a little goofy there right before that video started. He kind of came into the left, not as straight. You saw the jockey kind of straighten him out there, and then he really, at this point, is just putting him away easily. Yeah.
So
kick away.
I'm interested in, like you said, the jockey preference. This horse over another great horse says a lot. I mean, I think he's going to be, I don't know, 6 or 8 to 1. I mean, you're going to get a good price on Angel of Empire, and I think he's definitely in the top 2 or 3 of my favorites now. And I know you already mentioned he's your choice to win. I can't disagree with that. In gun to my head right now, I would definitely bet Angel of Empire over Forte, who's going to be the favorite. So, just to put that into perspective. Anything else to close this one out on Angel of Empire?
That's all I got. Can't wait to see what the Brad Cox barn brings. We talked about early in this season how many horses is Brad Cox going to have in the Derby. This is certainly one of his top talent.
Absolutely. Thanks everybody for watching. Please subscribe, like the videos, and do all that good stuff. Peace out.